Hello everyone, welcome to Redbusters channel. In this video, we'll look at the latest update on the cancellation and rescheduling of H1B and H4 visa appointments that are automatically done. We'll look at the actual emails, what are the community updates and all of that. So stay tuned, right? So this is what we will cover in this video: background and the kind of emails that you got, a copy of those emails, and what to expect as well, right? If you haven't subscribed to our channel, do subscribe, getting regular updates. So this is the main news, right? That's been official, that was announced, a few hours ago. But before that, things have been happening. So we will look at details one by one, right? So, just to give you a background, right? Back in June, there was FMJ visa stampings were kind of paused and then they were resumed. And there was more vetting for all of them introduced. And the key thing that came out of that was you need to make social media profiles public. And on the same lines, due to some incidents that happened in the US, right? So what they did was on December 3rd, they made the same rules or extra additional vetting to be applicable for H1B, H4 visa holders as well, right? So this is what has happened a few days ago. Since that has been announced, right? Again, you can watch another video to get more details on this, right? But the idea is this is what has happened so far, and because of this change, there have been some changes to the appointments. So what has happened is, if you look at in the last 24 hours or so, right, many users reported that their H1B and H4 visa appointments were getting cancelled automatically and rescheduled to next year, right? So a random date, basically, right? Something you don't have any control. And earlier today, right, this is what the update came in, right? From US Embassy in India and also the Facebook page, all of that, right? They said that you might have received an email and they will look forward to assisting. So if it has been rescheduled, you should not come on that particular day. If you come, you won't be allowed. So that's the message essentially, right? So this is the official update that came a few years ago, but there's been a lot of confusion around this in the last 24 hours. Many people were, stuck on all of these things, right? So there are two kinds of emails that were coming, right? So these are the short emails, right? US travel, US visa scheduling sends. So what it clearly tells is that, due to scheduling changes, your visa appointment has been rescheduled to a new date and time. You don't need to contact, and here is the appointment, for April 2026, and this another one is like 7/1/2026, right? So I mean, they really, really pushed it far, far ahead, right? I think some of them in June, some of them in April, some in Jan. So I think it's not really, there is no pattern as such, right? That's what has happened. So in addition to this, right, there is also another email that was sent from US Consulate, Chennai, which is much more detailed. What they clearly tell is, if you have already taken or if your appointment is coming up before 15th, they said that your biometric appointment has not changed. You can, only your other appointment has changed. And, you can change that appointment as well. So that's what they're telling right now. You can read a blog and we have more details in the complete text on it. So I'll put a link into the description. You can read that as well, right? So exactly what they say is, if you they've changed on a date, but if you think that doesn't work for you, you can change that. So this is the official email that has been sent, right? I mean, you can read the, as I said, whole text in the blog as well, right? So this is what they've been received, right? And on the same lines, community, right? Many users have been sharing that, in the last couple hours, I mean, since 5, 6 hours, right? I've been on various groups, including our community groups as well. What is the summary is that any appointments between December 15th and 26th have been rescheduled to 2026. So these are some polls run, in the groups as well, one of the groups. So you can see 30 people have, said that their biometric completed but their, appointment got rescheduled. Some of them it's not completed. So it's a significant number. I mean, I took screenshot few, I think some time ago, right? But the idea is you can see there's a good sample size, right? To see that, about for 10 days, this have been rescheduled, even if you had it or not had it, right? So that's what has happened. And also, these are, we have created few groups as well, to track this situation, right? So we have Telegram group and the WhatsApp group. So these, I'll put it in the description as well, and they're also available in on the article as well. You can join using that links, right? But the idea is you can see many users sharing their information, right? It was completed but consular moved. So all of these things, right, essentially you can read what is happening here, right? So some moved to December, appointment was December 23 and they moved to July 6th. So a lot of random moves, right? So again, this is something that they moved because based on availability. So yeah, that's what has happened so far, right? So now what to expect, right? So what they said is you could technically change or reschedule the appointment if it does not fit. So the problem is actually finding the slot, right? And again, some users said that they cannot see the reschedule option as it has not completed. Because if somebody were to do a biometric appointment today, right, then they would not be able to see that because you need to have like 4 to 5 days gap between them to be able to see that, right? So that way you may not see that. And that's one part, right? And some users who had biometric appointment done few days ago were able to see the reschedule option to move a consular appointment. So what is happening is at the moment it is not clear. There is so much going on, and like many people are not clear what to do. So we don't know how long they will extend this, right? So if you see, basically, from this old, from the previous thing, right? As of now, they're rescheduling between December 15th to 26th, right? But what we don't know is, what will happen to the dates after 26th. Maybe they will reschedule or maybe they will not reschedule. Nobody knows that. It's in fact a very difficult question, right? To think about it, right? So the problem with these kinds of things is some people who have traveled, they have done the biometrics, but their move appointments have been moved next year, and they're not able to find a slot. And some of these companies do not allow remote work. So in such scenarios, right, technically you will not be able to go back to your job, and you may potentially lose your job as well. So it's pretty serious actually in that aspect. So the clear guidance is that if you are still in the US, do not really make a move, right? You try to stay in the US only, and basically, until all of these dust settles down, right? Please do not leave the US, right? So that's the idea. So, anyways, I mean, this is a developing story. We'll try to do another video if these things change. So, if you are still in the US, just do not try to come to India, right? Or any other place where you're going for stamping. So stay put in that location, and then see what happens. Yeah. So I wish would have been handled in a different way, but this is what is. Again, thank you for watching. Do subscribe for getting regular updates.